All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for Off the Top Sportscast. I'm John, and that is Roy, and we are here today with another fun topic for you. Roy, today our topic is what they could have been.
Could have been.
So we got so many people, so many players, and so many different sports that have so much potential, but through injuries or happenstance or whatever, they just never really fully got to where we thought they were going to get. So that's going to be our topic today. When I say what they could have been, who's the guy that you think of first that you go, this guy had the potential to make it?
All right, I'll take the first right off the bat, who was coming out of college. Uh, I believe he was going to be drafted by the Celtics, and died before he even made it into the pros. Lynn Bias.
Oh, yeah. 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 That's a that's a tragic story. Um, Shaq always talks about it that changed his life because his dad was so like used that as a measuring stick of what not to do. So that's a good one. So when I think of this subject, I think to myself, man, what could have been if Derrick Rose didn't get hurt?
And you think about it now, people talk about that he's great. You know, somebody just recently was talking about him saying, man, you talk about some defense. Oh, it was Rondo was talking about him and saying that he had some awesome defense. Besides that, you say he's had a decent career, not the superstar, but he had a
No, yeah, I think of when I look at Derrick Rose, I see John Morant attacking the basket, regardless of the harm that was going to come on him. I think Derrick Rose probably a better shooter, but yeah, probably a little bit better physically, faster, and whatever. But that's my comparison to Derrick Rose. And I hope that in 10 years when we do this list, Ja's not on the list. So
yeah, could be
so what's another guy that you think of when you go, what they could have been?
my number two
Hmm.
biggest person. Football, baseball, Bo Jackson.
Mm, I did not think of that, and that is a great one. You're right. You're right. You
And
know, I mean, I know that Dion did it, but he didn't have the power that Bo had. Do you think that if Bo didn't get hurt, there would be more people doing dual sports now?
I don't know about dual sports because a lot of them play a little bit, maybe minor league baseball. Is this, I will say this, if he didn't get hurt, he possibly could be the only one who is in dual Hall of Fames.
Wow, you're right. You are absolutely right. And would have been first ballot in both Hall of Fames.
The GOAT, the ultimate GOAT.
Man, now you've really taken my subject and flipped it on its head because I was not thinking that way. But you're right. So one guy that I thought of when I thought of this subject was a guy that not only had potential, was doing it, and something derailed his career. And what derailed his career was the love of a certain plant named marijuana. I'm going to go with what could have Ricky Williams been?
Mm.
Now, you think about this Ricky got over 10,000 yards already, even missing all the time that he missed. How many years in his prime did he miss? Two, three? He
Interesting.
probably wouldn't have missed those years, and he would have probably extended his career. I look at Ricky and I go, man, I think we might have been talking about a top five back ever. That's how good that guy had it. And I remember you and I went to Dallas, to Texas, And when we were driving by the stadium when Ricky was playing, there was a big billboard with and you could look down and the game was going on and the counter was going of his yardage. Do you remember that?
No, I
That
don't
was
remember that 'cause I probably was driving when
he
it.
was driving, right? Yeah, but there was a counter going on. And I was like, man, that is cool. It was a huge billboard right on the highway because uh, whatever stadium that is, the highway kind of curves around and you look down into it. So, anyway, just a little Ricky Williams story. What's the next person you think of when you think of potential lost?
I got a couple of them that I'm gonna go with,
Okay.
but I'm gonna go back to football.
Mm-hmm.
Barry Sanders.
Man,
He left early. He left. He just said, "I'm done." Just like Ricky Williams, I'm done.
yeah,
Barry Sanders.
yeah.
How many highlights would we be seeing still? And we still see highlights.
The only reason I don't put Barry in there is because nothing happened to him.
That's why. That's why. Nothing happened. That's a perfect example. He said, enough.
Yeah,
Who says that? Think about it. The money he could have been making, who just says, I'm done.
at the top of the game.
I'm done.
Yeah. Okay, I like that one.
Give me another one.
All right. So I'm going back. I'm gonna go to baseball this time to switch it up. I'm gonna go with the guy who it was dear to our heart because he was a Yankee and had some really good years. He was young, and then he left the Yankees, and then he got popped for steroids, and that was the end of his story. And that was Melky Cabrera. For a while, man, Melky was on the rise.
Yep.
He was slowly climbing, climbing, climbing. He got a big contract. What's it by the Marlins?
He played with the Marlins. He played with Detroit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that just derailed his career. And we really never got to see Melky blossom into the player I thought he was going to be. And I thought it was all because of the steroids.
Good one. Good one. I'm sticking with my football.
Hmm.
Boswell came out of Oklahoma. Sooner, beast. Same thing. Steroids and all that. He just didn't. He didn't play. He didn't play a lot. He was done.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. For me, I think Boswell was more about the hype than anything else. I think he lived up to his potential. His potential wasn't what we thought it was. Nothing short of well, maybe the drugs and the okay, yeah.
But the one who I thought of basketball who was drafted number one is Kwani Brown. Uh,
Mm,
and he's done nothing. He came out, he was big body, and did nothing. Really, really nothing.
yeah, no, he had no impact in the NBA, that's for sure. Um, that was probably Jordan's worst general manager move. Uh, that was, I think, his first general manager move or owner move or whatever. Yeah, Kwame's a good one. Kwame's a good one. The guy I say injuries and what we'll be talking about him right now is RG3, Robert Griffin III.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good man. He to me, he almost could have been um, very much I thought of Randall Cunningham. That's the word I was fighting for. Like the
Yeah,
new version of Randall Cunningham.
yeah, man. Back-to-back injuries just sidelined him for so long, and um, he was a new age quarterback before the new age. You know what I mean? He could have played in this era and been perfectly fine and running things. So that was mine, RG3.
Gotcha. I'm going to basketball.
Mm,
Another big man.
okay.
Greg
Hold him.
Odom. What a body. Again, he was touted with all the talent. He was coming out drafted high. And what happened? Again. And you know what? When you look at even with big guys, even though they're big, they can get in the league, but very few really, really pan out to be able to use that body, run skillfully. Not many. So Greg Odom did not live up to his potential
You know, being big will get you in the league.
in the league.
Being an athlete keeps you in it.
That's right.
And he's, I don't want to say what happened to him. I have no inside scoop here. But first of all, he came into league and he was 20 years old. And I think he looked 53. He was the oldest 20-year-old in the history of everything. And his feet, his footwork was just so clunky. He was like a big Clydesdale out there. Greg Odom is a good one. I want to say this one, and I know he was a star, but my point to saying him is not that he wasn't a star, that he wasn't a good player, that people don't remember him now, is what he could have been. Michael Vick could have been transcendent in this
I
league.
thought about it. I'm with you. I had him on my back burner, but then I kind of waffled. I was like, but he had a great career. The problem is, what could have been his numbers? Well, just getting off the league and being out that long, that hurts. That hurts.
Right. In the middle of your prime, you get taken away. And then when you come back, it's not like you come back and get a starting job. You got to fight your way back. So you're now losing time every year. And not to say that he wasn't great when he played or whatever, but I just think about he would have been the face of the NFL all those years. And what we would have really been seeing is Michael Vick versus Peyton, Michael Vick versus Brady. Like there would have been an NFC guy that would have been challenging the AFC guys in that time when there was a couple guys, but nobody of that caliber. So it was really, it was unfortunate that we didn't get to see that,
I guarantee, I say some of the young ones should thank him for the style of play he had, because that's what really they want now, kind of players they want now. They, back then it was a lot of that pocket passers, and they did good, but he was unique, arm, could run, elusive. So yeah, I'm with you. We got two more we could pick. My last one will be Maurice Claret.
Oh, Mo.
Excellent. Beast of a running back. What happened? What happened?
The streets happened, man.
The streets.
He couldn't let go of the streets. Maurice Claret was a guy who he couldn't let go of the streets in college. That's why he got suspended in the first place. Couldn't play. Didn't want to be suspended, wanted to jump to the NFL, sued the NFL. That didn't work out. And what ended up happening? Because he was not in college, he went back home.
Mm-hmm.
Which, when you're in that type of environment, man, that's the last place you can go anywhere. Go to Ohio, middle of Ohio, nowhere. Don't go home.
But listen, baseball, I think there was probably more than we kind of stated. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Basketball, I think we could find a little bit more. Football, I think we could find a lot because we know a lot more on the football end. But I think baseball, if there was somebody who had a better baseball knowledge, I bet you there was something that they could really pick out a lot.
Sure.
So
or
again,
even if you just gave us some time,
Yeah. Well, this is off the cuff. We're not thinking of anything special. We're not writing down notes. We just come up with the topics and flow. And
right. It's not off the cuff. It's off the top. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. I just changed the show's name. Off the top, as we always do, we appreciate your comments. Please subscribe. Hit the little red button. See one here? Hit one here. Just hit it. It doesn't hurt. It's free. But what we're trying to do is grow. We're trying to just get to 25. That's what
so happy.
It makes us happy. But again, friends, as you can see, we're trying to get better. We're trying to frame it in. See if we can make it. If we made it more narrow, would that make us a little more skinnier?
Oh.
Well, maybe. Next time, though, please subscribe, please like, please comment. And as always, we always say one thing.
Talk to a stranger about sports today.
That's it.